Okay, good morning students, hope you're well. Okay, I'm on site at the moment and what I'm about to do is I'm about to just go through the rough-in with my plumber. Now what rough-in basically, for those of you that don't know, is basically where you put your pipes and your plumbing lines when you're doing a bathroom renovation. So I'm going to film this little segment, we'll try and make it quick so that you can get an idea of how you go about this. Now there's two things. When you get your architectural drawings done, quite often you'll get these details, the set out details of where the plumber needs to come in and position pipes, okay? So if you've got architectural drawings, that's great. If you're doing a quick cosmetic renovation, it's probably likely that you're not going to have any drawings. So then you need to go through with your plumber and talk it through, okay? So that's what we're going to do today. All right, Mark. All right. So we're going to change that to 500. So our vanity is going to be 500 high.
Yep, and 200 gap at the bottom. 200
hob at the bottom, yep.
So when we put in the 35 that we've talked about for the tile.
All right, so we've got 35 mil for the tile, which is about, I need to buy you a new tape measure, Mark.
Tape measure.
I know what to buy you for Christmas.
That's it.
Okay, so what we're saying here is that the tiles, when we put our tiles down, and we're basically going to be at this position here from the floor, okay? Then we've got a 200 mil hob from the bottom. Okay, so that's going to take us up to about there. Then we've got a 500 mil height vanity. So we're now at, that seems a bit low, doesn't it?
Does seem a bit low.
Too low. Okay, so let's go up. That's way too low. The vanity's going to be there. All right, so we need to go.
Minus that 100.
Yeah, we need to go up another 100 mil.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so we need to stick to that.
So should we go back down to here again or just add the 100 to this one?
So let's cross out that one and add 100. So let's go back down from here. And so 600, so the top of the vanity is going to be there. So that's right, that's about right.
That's right.
Yep. Now our basin, how high is that?
140.
140?
140.
140. Okay, so let's stick it there. So the top of the basin is going to come right there. So what are we from basically from the floor to there? Let's just do a quick measurement.
About 840.
And that's normal?
That's normal.
So
between 800 and 850.
Okay, so normal basin, like basically by the time you add all the layers, you should be up around the 850 mark. That's a great height. Anything above that is too high. So you're gonna put the spout up here?
That's right.
No, that's too high.
Too high?
Because the plate's gonna sit up here, and if the basin, if that's there, I reckon it's gonna be too high. It's gonna be too much of a gap.
So if the spout comes out at that centre and down, like obviously the end usually goes down, you're talking 100 mil gap between the top of the bowl and the spout.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep,
like
yep.
That's 100 mil there. So if that was to come out there,
yep.
we can lose 20
No, that's fine.
mil off it or something.
No, that's fine. That's
yep.
fine. I was just making sure it wasn't up here and
the
basin's down
exactly.
here. Just seemed like a big gap.
Yeah.
So that's why, I mean, as a renovator, you don't need to know all these answers. That's why you engage your expert. So if you've got good tradies, they'll actually throw these things back to you and you just basically agree together after you discuss it. So that's why you don't need to know all the answers. All right. Okay, that's fine.
Yep, right.
All right, so then you're going to rough that in, sorry, where? Up around here?
Around about that, yeah, give or take. Obviously, I will look at our spout and just make sure that it's not going to be too much of a gap.
Yep.
You just got to also...
And you don't feel that's too high?
You got to remember, that's the spout. Okay, so the actual bowl is down here. So when you've got your hands like that, you're in the bowl.
Yeah,
so that's the general height.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got your bowl, let's just pretend that this is a normal basin. That'll be your finish anyway with your bowl. Then you've got your flip mixer sit in the bench top and come over.
Yep.
So you just got to imagine that's your flip mixer in a normal bench top coming out of the bench top.
Yep.
So that gap there, that's pretty normal.
Yep.
You say, for a mixer to come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then though, the mirror,
Yep.
so if that's going to sort of sit about there, then the mirror is starting to sit about there.
That's right, yeah.
It's a bit, it's almost too high. I reckon we need to come back to about there.
Okay.
Yep, let's do that.
Yep, sure, I'll bring it back down 20 mil.
Yep.
Okay, just to there. Awesome. That'll work for us. Quick.
I'll just do a double line,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Just chuck an X on that for me, thanks. Thank you.
In fact, that's a little trick. That's a little trick of the trade, isn't it?
Yeah, well, otherwise
Actually,
I'll probably put it there.
Yeah, I'm big on giving tips and tricks. So sometimes when you're marking lines, if you do make a mistake, which happens all the time, it's actually just a cross through, and that way the plumber or the sparky or whoever it may be, knows that that's actually the line they're working from. Pretty common sense, but if you see that, that's what it is.
And also generally too, we also put one of them arrows to distinguish that's the final mark. Yeah.
This one here?
Yeah, like, see that?
Yeah.
Once upon a time that was our final mark or something.
Yep.
So that little arrow indicates
Oh, there you go.
that's the final.
All right, so what Mark is saying is that sometimes you'll be doing drawings and you'll be basically marking things and you'll change things. So what he's saying is that if you've got your line like that, a little arrow like that indicates that's the final position that you've agreed on. All right, cool.